All right, everyone, look, I know that at the beginning of these videos, you enjoy the intro pun. I get it. However, I have been using the Halloween theme for a couple weeks now, and it's broken me. And it's not broken me for the reason you'd think. There are so many bad Halloween puns that just reading them hurts me in ways I didn't know possible. So I'm just glad that we're going to be done with the Halloween theme. So just bear with me, and I'll pull another good one out here in just a minute. I just need a moment. What do you call a haunted chicken? A poultrygeist. Happy Halloween, everybody. Today we're going to be going over some of the cool November rewards that you can earn that have just been released through the ESO Crown Store. And I can already hear you thinking to yourself, Jake, earnable rewards through the Crown Store? This sounds crazy. Well, the biggest thing that we're going to be going over today is the cool monster mask as well as the monster shoulder that you can earn through the Crown Store. For those of you who are new and don't quite understand what we're talking about, it'll make sense in a bit, but basically when certain items are released in the Crown Store, they correspond with other things that you can earn throughout the game. It's the easiest way to describe it. It's a bit of a correspondence type thing. Not a direct correlation, but an indirect correlation. When this is available, this is also available. So we're going to talk about all that and more in this video. Yes, I did mispronounce the word available, and I'm going to keep it in the video. Available, be damned. And we will kind of briefly look at the Crown Store because that is where this is. This is everything that's going to be listed in November. This first thing here is what you get for free with ESO Plus. You got some other paintings, some mounts, adornments, blah, 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 skins, crafting styles, which you can obviously get through other places. I wouldn't suggest buying that with your crowns. The thing that I do usually get, though, with my, monthly ESO crowns is I usually do get these artifacts because I think overall they look pretty cool and you can't earn them really any other way. But here we have the items that I want to talk about, which is the Marcelox arms pack. There's 2 arms packs that are going to be released. So we were talking about corresponding things being basically leading to other things. So when this arms pack is in store from November 2nd through November 9th, you're going to be able to get 2 additional items that are not in the Crown Store. One is the monster mask. One is the monster shoulder. That's basically just associated with the style. So what that means is, as you can read here, but reading is a privilege of the rich. So what you can do is you can farm Veteran Lair of Marcelock for a chance to get the helmet. And it's a good looking helmet, the most beautiful helmet. And you'll be able to sell that for a decent chunk of money. It will be a style page, so you're able to sell that if you want, use it for yourself, and so on. Or you can also buy the shoulder with 50 keys, or in the same vendor that you can buy it with 50 keys, you can also buy the 1 key coffer, which I always suggest doing, and roll for the shoulder. Now, you're thinking to yourself, the odds are not super great of me getting this. Well, how do you boost your odds? You can boost your odds of both things. A lot of people think that having the achievement Celine's Favor, which is just the hard mode clear, you don't have to do the speed run, no death, blah, 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 just the hard mode. You have that achievement, your odds are boosted. So what that doesn't mean is that you have to do the hard mode every single time. It doesn't mean that. It also means, too, that your odds are increased when you buy the shoulder roll. If you buy the 1 key shoulder roll, you can see increased chance of both items. If you can't read and you're just listening to the sound of the voice, just trust me. I would never lead you astray. I only want to provide you with factual information. This is one of my most favorite gold making methods because generally I'm not a huge fan of farming dungeon sets because I just have PTSD from when the curated drops didn't exist, and running dungeons 50,000 times to get a second ring will hurt you in ways that you probably didn't know you could be hurt before. So when you have the ability to get really cool looking helmets and shoulders, that's where you wrote me back in. So basically, the heads and tails for this first pack is from the 2nd through the 9th. If you farm Lair of Marcelock and you get yourself the hard mode clear, you can continue to farm it on normal veteran is probably not the best way to phrase that. If you farm it on veteran normally over and over, which means no hard mode, no death, you just keep farming it as you normally would farm a veteran dungeon, you can continue to roll for this item at its higher odds. You can still do it on veteran without the achievement for a lower rate, or you can then, once you have the achievement, would be my suggestion, take your Undaunted keys to the vendor that has, there's 3 of them, take it to the one that has the ability to buy the shoulder, because you have to buy it in the associated one coffer vendor with the actual specific shoulder as an option to buy. So there's 3 of them. So they're all associated to different dungeons. You just have to make sure that you're buying it from the one key vendor that's associated with that dungeon. It's super easy though. If you see the option to buy the shoulder at the top for 50, that means it's in the loot pool. I'm just whacking you guys over the head with this because this does confuse people. So make sure it's there, and then buy the one key coffers when you have the achievement. And the nice thing too is you can get some really good items too. You get some really good trait items that you can sell. You can get some motifs that are really good to sell. You can complete your sticker book for really good shoulders as well while you're doing that. So overall, it's just great. So that's what I would suggest for this one, and then we'll talk about the second one here too. Moving along, we have a non-associated Anvil Azenthar pack, which is non-related. We've got another artifact, but then we have another dungeon pack. So this is really good too. The 22nd through the 30th. Now, this is pretty juicy because this is also one that sells for a pretty good chunk of money, and I've not mentioned their values yet so far because it's tricky, right? So let's just take, for example, any event item ever. But with Sugar Skulls, you guys are playing the Halloweens right now, going out, getting your trick-or-treats and all the little lovely jubbly stuff. The Bewitched Sugar Skulls recipe, I always encourage everyone to get during Halloween. But if you can't get it during Halloween, well, guess what? You're going to have to pay a premium for it. So the prices of these are also the same. Because as you can see, not every dungeon is available every month, and when they are, they're available for like usually a 1-week period, 8 days, so on and so on. So because of that, their values can change a lot. I would say though that based on these, you're still going to get a really good chunk of value for these, probably on PC, definitely probably almost tens of millions of gold, probably between almost 5 and 15 console, probably between 1 and 2 million gold for the helmets. And then usually the shoulders are about a quarter of the value of the helmet just because of how much easier it is to get the shoulders versus the helmets and how many people actually farm the shoulders. And plus, too, like when you're wearing a cool helmet, you're like, man, this helmet's cool. How many people are like, hey, man, your shoulders are dope? No, they're just like, oh, man, I like your helmet. So that's where it's a little bit different. But it's the same concept that we were talking about. So you even see here. Chance to drop from Orgalax Mystery Coffer for 1 key. If you have the achievement, Prior Offenses, which is the hard mode achievement, you're going to increase your chances for both. Just mentioning it again. And this is combined with Red Petal Bastion. And I will say, too, that both of these sets look pretty good. We'll show them here once we kind of go through the rest of the Crown Store. So let's kind of wrap up the Crown Store, and then I'll show off the items that you can earn from these 2 dungeons. So next we got our wardrobes, got ourselves some costumes, neat little things. None of this stuff really ever interests me a whole lot, but we'll just kind of go through it. I never understand why they even still sell this. They should just give this away for free. This has been out for so long. This is the crown crates that are going to be available. Ooh, event tickets. There's going to be an event. Gates of Oblivion. We got ourselves the Grace of Green bundle. If I could read, it's going to be available during the Gates of Oblivion celebration event. They don't tell us what date that'll be available because that would destroy their master plan to surprise us when it comes out. Got ourselves a little vampire statue, some more vampire thingamahoozins, Daedric ambitions. This is actually a pretty cool looking thing. That's pretty cool looking. This is where they start to get me, is the furniture packs, because I go, ooh. Even at 200 gold to 1, I think, yeah, the amount of money I spend every month on, there's my favorite house, the Panther Fang Chapel. You can use the Pledge of Mara here. It's just one of the most unique purposes for a house that probably never gets used, but it is unique. House guests, more mounts, lovely jubbly stuff. Some pets, non-combat pets. Some people enjoy those. Not necessarily one of them, but there are people. I mean, it's a bunny. Polymorphs, so I would not get this because you can get this pretty much for free. You can already look like a goblin without buying a polymorph. There's already a costume that will do that, so I would not get that. And then you get yourself some more stuff here. And then removal of existing Crown Store items. Interesting kind of things that they're removing these. But you can get all of these things basically anyway through the ESO open market, so please don't worry about that. And that wraps up the actual Crown Store. Now let's look at the 2 items quickly that you're able to earn. And this is what the layer of Marceloscus looks like. It's a pretty cool looking mask. Here is the shoulder for that little kind of, I'm going to say you look almost like a Monster Hunter type armor vibe is really what I get from the Marcelox style. Here is what the prior Theric mask will look like for you, which is actually probably a really good selling one. Definitely two distinctly different types of themes, but a good one here. And when it comes to shoulders, this shoulder definitely has that more traditional RPG shoulder style. So I would say if you're saving to buy a shoulder to resell, this is definitely the shoulder to go for. Just a higher market for it. And overall, like, it just kind of fits with that traditional theme of, you know, what most RPG MMO players generally want from their outfit style. So this is definitely the one I would recommend saving for. But that's going to wrap up the video. I know that this was a little longer winded than I normally try to be, but I really want to make sure that I explain these things well. And while we're doing it, might as well explain, you know, what's in the Crown store for this month. So hope this video was helpful for you. If you have additional questions, comments, concerns, always put them in the comments below. I read them all. I'm usually, at max, it takes me 3 to 4 days to read all your comments and respond to any of your questions. So feel free to leave them below, and I will get to them. I pinky promise. And thank you guys so much again. It's a quick reminder, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed. We have a great subscriber rate of 42%. You can help me get to 43 though. Leave a like on all the videos throughout the month. And the third thing, which unfortunately has passed already, but obviously we're going to do it again in a month. If you listen and watch for a random word be flashed upon the screen, if you're the first person to comment that secret word, which is usually announced with an audio cue, so it's not super secret, but you're the first person to comment it, you win. So thank you guys so much again, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
Better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
But that's going to wrap up the video. I know that this was a little longer winded than I normally try to be, but I really want to make sure that I explain these things well, and while we're doing it, might as well explain, you know, what's in the Crown store for this month. So hope this video was helpful for you. If you have additional questions, comments, concerns, always put them in the comments below. I read them all. I'm usually, at max, it takes me 3 to 4 days to read all your comments and respond to any of your questions. So feel free to leave them below, and I will get to them. I pinky promise. And thank you guys so much again. It's a quick reminder, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed. We have a great subscriber rate of 42%. You can help me get to 43 though. Leave a like on all the videos throughout the month. And the third thing, which unfortunately has passed already, but obviously we're going to do it again in a month. If you listen and watch for a random word be flashed upon the screen, if you're the first person to comment that secret word, which is usually announced with an audio cue, so it's not super secret, but you're the first person to comment it, you win. So thank you guys so much again, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.